fans, welcome to another project update. Right now we're going to dive into the April accomplishments. As always, we'll go ahead and go over the details of everything that we've completed, where we're at, what's next on our plate, so on and so forth. Before we get started, if there are any mothers who are fans of our project, I'd like to wish you a happy Mother's Day. And to everybody else, I'd like to wish all of your moms a happy Mother's Day. I got to spend some quality time with my mom, my sister, who's a first time mom, my aunt, who drove up from Fort Lauderdale area. So, had a good day overall with the family. But let's go ahead and dive into our project update, right? So let's go over the agenda. We're gonna go over what we've completed. We're gonna go over what's ongoing and what we're gonna do next, like what's coming up soon, right? Then some of the special topics we'll get into. We'll discuss some of the things that we've done, some of the things that are coming up. We'll talk about the scene discussion and some other details that I want to get into, but we'll go into those details later on. For now, let's start with what we've accomplished, right? Well, what we completed was the smoothing for scene 10 and the visual effects. There were some slight visual effects that I wanted to add just to make it pop a little bit more. Not much was needed, but I did complete that. I actually did get into smoothing scene 11-1A. There was also some minor visual effects there as well that we were able to do and accomplish. Obviously, the audio for scenes 5, 6, and 7 were completed. Obviously, we uploaded that a couple of weeks back, and we'll talk about that in our scene discussion in our special topics area. What's ongoing? So Neil is finishing up 11-1B. He's about 98% done. He couldn't quite finish it in the month of April, but rest assured that he's told me that he's going to finish it up by the end of this week, by Thursday, Friday, the end of this week. I've already taken a look at the progress. He's pretty far along. So you know, if there's nothing unexpected that comes up, crossing our fingers, he should have it done by the end of the week, and I can begin smoothing that sucker out. Vicky's still working on scene 11A. She told me she was roughly about 20%. She had some things pop up, but she'll be able to focus in a little bit more this current month. So hopefully she can be done by the end of the month. Nolan is working on the audio for scene 8, which is going to be the next scene that we publish on YouTube, and Jonathan is still working on scene 9B. I haven't heard from him. I've sent him a couple of emails. Obviously, you guys know that he's had some computer issues that have impaired our ability to communicate as quickly as I would like to. So I've sent him about 3 emails. I'm hoping that he responds soon. My concern right now is that this month is scene 8, next month is scene 9, and I need his part done as soon as possible so that we can fit it in there. If not, I'm going to have to substitute with something else, which I really don't want to do. But hopefully I'll hear back from him and I'll be able to plan things out and move things around to meet the need. When we will decide to upload C9, it just all depends on when I hear back from him. If I hear back from him soon, it could be towards beginning of the following month. And if I don't hear from him, it could be the end of next month. So just follow us on our Facebook page. We always do events of when our scene will be released. So you'll have an easier time tracking there, right? All right, what's next? So as I mentioned before, the smoothing of 11-1B, once Neil is finished with it, we're going to start to get into scenes 11-2, 11-3. I've actually already started 11-2 myself. It's not very long. It's about a 30-second scene. So I should be able to take care of it relatively quickly. And the good thing is, since I'm doing it, I can just smooth it right then and there, so I don't have to block it and then smooth it later like I've been doing. I'll just tackle it right then and there. So hopefully by the time Neil is done, I should have a good chunk of it. If he gets done by the time he's saying, then I'll have him jump into scene 11-3 while Vicky continues to work on scene 11A. That's what's currently being done as far as animation. Obviously, as far as the sound goes, once James and Nolan finish scene 8, they'll transition over into scene 9, and start working on the scores for that, right? I definitely will have to work on the visual effects for scene 9, um, depending on what Jonathan has, right? I've done everything that does not involve that particular portion of it. So any special effects for scene 9, I've already taken care of. Excuse me, for 9A, I've already taken care of. So depending on what he does in 9B. Now, I know what the animatic does, but I've allowed him to um, be creative. The only thing that I've asked him to stick to is kind of like the ending, right? The ending of that scene. But everything else, I told him to he's got creative reign on it, and obviously I want him to stick to the time of that slot because I don't want to extend it. Another good thing is Mike actually sent me a link today. He's our editor. Remember, he's been working on scene 11 as far as editing for me and trying to cut down the animation. Currently, that sucker's standing at about 26 minutes long, which is pretty long for one particular scene. And again, the scene is divvied up into sub scenes. So he sent me a link earlier this morning or earlier this afternoon, cutting it down to like about 15 minutes, which is phenomenal. Haven't had a chance to look at it, but I'm hoping to do it either today or at some point tomorrow. Take a look at it and see what he's put together and see what we can come out of it. So that takes us into our special topics. All right, cool. So let's go into our scene discussion. So our scene discussion. What we did last month is the month that just passed. We posted or we published scenes 5, 6, and 7. Right? They were small scenes put together. They were roughly about 4 minutes in length, which kind of match up to the previous scenes. We didn't feel like it was a good idea to post a 30-second scene and that's it and make you wait another month, right, for the next one, and then do a minute and then another minute. So what we did was we just put them all together, right? Scene 5, we see the introduction of Agent Fowler into our film, and we see basically he's in the old hangar that the Autobots were in prior to the season ending, and he's there with the soldier, and they're picking up some movement in the skies. Then scene 6 takes us into the Autobots crash landing onto Earth. They have a pretty dramatic crash landing. They survive it, obviously, and it's the scene where we get to see Fowler meeting the two new Autobots, Rodimus and Springer, for the first time. So that was pretty neat. And then scene 9, the next scene 7, is where General Bryce is heading up the mask division, and we see him picking up the Combaticons crash landing onto Earth. So again, we've got two crash landings happening. One on the Autobot side, they're meeting up with Fowler, and then the other one on the Decepticon side, where they're meeting up with General Bryce. So stay tuned for what's to happen next, which would be scene 8. Now, scene 8, we're going to go ahead and post that. Today's Sunday, the 9th, so we're going to post it on Saturday. If I'm not mistaken, it should be the 12th, but I'm not 100% sure. We've got the event scheduled on our Facebook page. We'll post it we'll publish it at about 11 in the morning. I figure what I like to do is kind of do Saturday mornings, kind of reminiscent of Saturday morning cartoons. I know when I was a teen or a kid, right, wake up, I spend pretty much my whole Saturday morning. I serve myself a big bowl of cereal, and I just go at it watching Saturday morning cartoons. I remember watching the 90s X-Men, Spider-Man, whatever other cartoons were going on at that particular moment. It was actually a lot of fun. So anyhow, so we're going to be doing that going forward, just posting it on Saturday, like Saturday morning cartoons. Let's see. That takes me into some new characters. We actually did reveal some new characters for our sequel film, as you guys may or may not know. The next film is titled Dinobots Unleashed. We've already published a number of character sheets that we've done. We've done Grimlock, we've done the 3 Predacons, we've done Arachnid, we've done Shockwave, we've done Black Arachnia, and for the previous month, we actually completed the character sheet to a new Predacon named Twin Strike. And what we did is we kind of looked at the these, I think they were called Cyberverse action figure of the additional Predacon clones, and this one was named Twin Strike. And so we kind of went along with that very same type of design. And you know, I added my own details into it. I wanted to make them, you know, more beastly and reminiscent of certain body types. So check them out. Check them out on our Facebook page. You'll be able to see the image a lot clearer. And we've got more characters to come. He's not the only one. Maybe I'll jump a little bit ahead, but I think about 2 nights ago we posted an Insecticon sheet. Obviously, we completed that in the month of May, so we'll cover that in the following month. But I did want to hint to you guys that we are working on our other characters for the sequel, so that once we're done with this particular film, boom, we transition right into the next one. So that's that. Like I mentioned before, Scene 9. Again, due to the circumstances around Scene 9, don't know when we'll publish it. Again, if I talk to Jonathan, if I hear from him and get a status update soon, depending on what he says, we could look at a beginning of June, mid-June release. And if I don't hear from him, then we're looking definitely at the end of June. So it all depends on where Jonathan is at with his particular scene. I do have a question as we are coming towards the end of our project update. I've been thinking for a while, and I did this long ago, but possibly doing a 3D comic book of this particular film. Um, I have I'll try and see if I can make some of the panels that I have flash across the screen, but I'd like to get your thoughts on it. I'd like to create like a 3D comic book, maybe a 3-part comic book. We release a section as we go along, or as we, you know, publish the actual animated scene. If you guys would be interested in something like that, let me know in the comments below. I'll look into, if you guys really are interested, I'll look into seeing what the cost would be. And obviously it would be towards you guys donating to help us to continue to get the software we need, hardware we need, and then rent out the studio for the audio, right? So let me know in the comments if there's enough interest for a comic book, right, based on our film, as a collector's item, right? I'll give it some serious thought and do the research. And if not, then it's not. It is what it is. I'll leave it. I'll leave it alone, and I won't touch it. But guys, that's about it. That's what I have for you guys as far as project update. Thank you again for continuing to follow us. A lot of your comments are very encouraging. Please keep that up. It's, you know, it helps us. It motivates us. Any critiques that you guys have, you know, obviously it helps us get better. Obviously respectful critiques that are, you know, that are going to help elevate us, right? I don't care for negative stuff, right? I could understand if we were a professional studio, we're getting paid, we're getting money from Hasbro or whatever. I would totally understand it, and I would take it from both sides. Again, we're just fans doing this out of our garage, if you will, right? And putting something joyful out for the entire fan community base, right? So encouragement is always good, and you know, critiques are good to help us improve. Keep those coming. That's all I have for you guys. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Hit the bell to get the notifications anytime we have an update. We posted an RC video, an RC character profile video a couple of days ago. You can check that out. Anytime we do these types of videos, you'll get notified. We also have some action figure reviews coming up pretty soon. I'll probably do those by the end of the week or something like that. There's a number of action figures that I want to get into pertaining to Prime. So guys, that's it. Thank you so much again from the bottom of my heart and all of the Team Prime members. We thank you. Stick with us as we continue to go on. We're actually pretty close to the halfway mark. There's 19 scenes, and we're currently about getting ready to do number 8. So we're halfway through this particular film. Stay with us all the way through, and I promise you guys won't be disappointed. Until the next time, guys, peace out. Take care.